When we talk about nonverbal language, we're talking about nonverbal communication. When we say nonverbal communication, we're talking about body language, facial expression, eye contact. What is your body communicating? What is your body telling you? So let's watch this clip with no speaking and write down what their body language is telling you. So we're going to look at these birds. This is from the movie, The Birds. What is the body language of the birds telling you? What is the eye contact of the birds telling you? And of course, this is from Pixar. Here we see a bird. He's sitting on a line, and a bird sits right next to him. There's more space for the bird to sit, but the bird decides that he wants to sit next to the bird. And now a flock of birds are coming and they're sitting next to each other. When we talk about someone invading space, or when we talk about nonverbal communication that deals with the space, we're talking about proxemics. Now they're looking at the other bird oddly, and they're just looking at his nonverbal, his physical features, and these are called aesthetics. Now they're murmuring amongst themselves about the bird who is going to come and join them. He's a larger bird than the others. And so the birds are becoming very angry. He doesn't pick up on the cues that they're becoming angry, but we can look at their facial expression and we can look at their eye contact, even the formation of their beaks, and see that they are displeased with this bird invading their space. And now the other birds are beginning to see that getting him off of this line is going to catapult them in a direction that is not going to be favorable for them all. And because of their nonverbal behavior, they're injured. As we see this one without feathers, and now he is the one being mocked. And the rest of them, they followed suit. And so we see that tides have changed, and now the bigger bird is making fun of them. Let's go to the next slide. So were these birds very nice? No, not really. They were rude. Was the big bird nice? Yes, he was. So if we look at this slide, we can see some of the things that have happened in this short clip. And we've learned that by watching body language can tell us a lot about a person without even engaging them in a verbal conversation. So let's watch the next clip. If it comes up, I guess it's not going to come up. So this movie is called 1,000 Words, and the main character here is Eddie Murphy. For every word that he speaks, the tree will lose a leaf. So now he's using body language, eye contact, and gestures in order to communicate to the barista at Starbucks. As we begin to look at the movie, we see that some of the information is coming misconstrued by watching the nonverbals. Now, our main character walks out the store and he does not have the order. There are different types of nonverbal language. You will need to know these terms and definitions for a benchmark exam if you are having one in class, but you will also need to know them normally for your word wall, but since this is a college course, you don't have a word wall. When we talk about gestures, we're talking about hand and arm movement. Where we're talking about facial expressions, we're talking about micro and macro facial movements. Haptics deals with touch. Kinesthetics deals with the interpretation of body communication. And of course, we spoke about proxemics, and proxemics deals with space. I want you to know that there are several types of space. So I'm going to end just this brief introduction to nonverbal communication. I've uploaded the PowerPoints for this week, and I would like for you all to please look at the PowerPoints, go over and read the information that you have inside of your text dealing with verbal and nonverbal communication. Let me see if I can give you a brief overview using Powtoons that will help you with the nonverbal. We know that verbal is the spoken word, but what is nonverbal? Nonverbal, of course, is the unspoken word. I told you it's eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, communicating without speaking, but we're still sending and receiving messages. Those are cues that we need in order to make sure that we're understanding the information that is being given to us. And most of all, don't forget posture. And sometimes the nonverbal tone infers a message as well. If we were in the classroom, I would ask you to draw facial expressions that show different types of moods to help us interpret emotion. Your gestures and character tells the message that you want to convey. In the simplest manner, verbal communication is a form of communication in which we use words to interchange information, but nonverbal, we do not. I hope this brief video helps you and